Doomsday is close. 6 months out, Marvel dropped the first trailer, the first poster, and the first real look at the crossover meant to restore the cinematic universe to its prime and win audiences back. Did it work? Write in the comments whether you felt prime Marvel energy while watching. Barn and I am not wasting any time. The leaks were right. The trailer is exactly what the insiders promised. And more importantly, it matches the text plot leak I covered in detail, which gives yet another reason to think Marvel deliberately leaked an accurate description of the film's opening and a fabricated version of the ending, both to test public reaction and to protect the actual surprises. To understand what secrets the film is still holding, enough talking. Let us get into it. The trailer opens in the X-Men's universe. Dr. Doom's voiceover talks about something terrible approaching, something that cannot be held back, and an unthinkable decision that will need to be made before the day is done. And yes, that is Downey Jr.'s voice, putting his 20% Slavic heritage to work and delivering a genuinely committed Eastern European delivery. Given that the visuals simultaneously show Charles Xavier watching a planet explode, this is obviously about incursions, collisions between different worlds of the multiverse caused by its collapse, triggered partly by Sylvie's actions in the Loki series and partly by the Avengers themselves, who played games with time and lost. And if the plot leak is accurate, the exploding planet in the trailer is specifically Tobey Maguire's world. Insiders have long said the X-Men's world in Doomsday has survived dozens of incursions, which is why Charles and Eric look worn down, depressed, and in some sense ruthless. Because a planet on a collision course with the X-Men's world, the law of the multiverse is straightforward. If nothing is done during an incursion, both worlds die. Two options exist. Either you find a being at the celestial level with enough raw power to physically push both worlds apart, or you destroy one of them and the other survives until the next incursion. The X-Men have clearly chosen the second option, and much to Charles's visible grief, yet another world with billions of people is being destroyed at the trailer's opening. Per the rumors, this is Tobey Maguire's world, defended by Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, and others, with Magneto, Wolverine, and Deadpool doing the destroying. The Ian McKellen spoiler about destroying New Jersey in Doomsday very likely refers to exactly this scene. And if the leak is right, Wolverine also dies here, voluntarily. Logan simply grows exhausted of annihilating innocent worlds one by one. How does Marvel make the X-Men sympathetic in that case? It is genuinely difficult to empathize with characters committing genocide. The trailer offers no answer, but there is a strong theory. Cyclops' universe is one of the last in the entire multiverse where mutants still exist. If it dies, the X-Men's genetic line ends with it. That is what Charles and Eric are fighting to prevent. According to rumors, we will even see the mutants having tried everything to avoid mass destruction, including time travel, and through those sequences, Marvel will finally deliver what the multiverse saga should have been doing all along instead of She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel, showing us how incursions actually work and revealing the sad truth about what the multiverse is. The specific decision Doom refers to in the trailer is connected to the fact that this incursion will be a triple one. The X-Men's world, the Fantastic Four's world, and the main Marvel universe are all converging at once. This is beautifully reflected in the poster Marvel released. Alongside Doom's broad back, a tapestry from his castle depicts his deceased family as angels. Honestly, the poster might be more powerful than the trailer itself. No floating heads, no Aqua Manure genie card energy. A stylish, genuinely charged piece of marketing. The only uncomfortable note is that Doomsday really does resemble the scrapped Kang Dynasty. The writer of that project revealed its central conflict involves Steve Rogers' time travel mission inadvertently killing Kang's family. Doomsday copies this structure directly, making Victor's deceased family his primary motivation. Let us hope that is the only thing borrowed from the cancelled project. On to Thor. He narrates the trailer's second half, but this is almost certainly an editing trick. Thor could not have known about Dr. Doom's capabilities during his visit to the new Avengers at the start of the film. This is almost certainly a quote from much later, most likely from that prayer to Odin seen in Thor's teaser. The visuals during this passage showed two worlds meeting, and Sam Sam Wilson's Avengers are clearly not in great shape. The team is literally him, Ant-Man, and Falcon. The new Avengers are slightly more organized, the same lineup as their post-credits scene. Thor, meanwhile, has not joined either team at the start of the film. He has been intercepting the Fantastic Four's ship in deep space. A lovely callback to Infinity War. The Russo brothers have made a tradition of starting their films with Thor crashing into someone's vessel. The callbacks continue. Thor explicitly says he has already fought alongside a team far stronger than the current one. A slight burn for the film, but a genuinely smart Marvel move. The Russos are honestly admitting that the grass was greener before, and the Avengers were stronger. We work with what we have, and no one is pretending Captain Anthony Mackie is on the same level as Steve Rogers, or that the new Avengers belong anywhere near Tony Stark's team. At the same time, Marvel is using this line to deliberately lower expectations. The film is not positioning Doomsday as bigger, cooler, or more epic than what came before. The screen is telling us directly that things are bad for the heroes, and this will not be Infinity War. It will be a different film. That is partly why the trailer did not excite everyone. The vibe is genuinely depressive, but it accurately reflects where the cinematic universe currently stands. The Russo brothers are operating at a high level. In this scene, Reed Richards is clearly briefing the assembled group of heroes on the incursions. 3 circles on screen representing universes. This essentially confirms Dr. Doom is from the Fantastic Four's world. Otherwise, what is he even doing in the story? He is not a good Samaritan helping out for no reason. Everything points to the Fantastic Four's post-credits scene being not a dark kidnapping of Franklin Richards, but simply a friendly visit from Doom, who logically should also be on the ship with Thor and the Four according to both story logic and the leaked screenplay. The trailer is just holding that reveal for later. Next, the combined team visits Wakanda, conveniently merged with Talokan for the occasion. Good to see Namor has not been wasted and comes with a genuine refresh. He looks better in the new costume. As suspected, the reason the Talokan scenes play out in a desert is that the ocean has receded and visible in the trailer. The Talakaners will initially assume Wakanda is responsible, but it will not escalate to a full fight. Like in Infinity War, they will handle the Earthside execution of the Avengers' plan, while the rest of the team heads to the X-Men's world. According to the leaked script, Reed proposes gravitational cannons to push the colliding worlds apart and prevent the incursion. He might want to apply that same focus to monitoring his wife. The trailer hints at a Namor and Sue scene, and the leaked script even contains a small suggestion of romantic development between them, mirroring the comics. The X-Men, experienced veterans of armed conflict, will interpret the Avengers' arrival as a hostile incursion, hence Gambit versus Shang-Chi, who, like Namor, received a solid redesign, and Mystique versus Yelena Belova, where Marvel apparently saved on effects by having Mystique simply copy Yelena's appearance. Though this may be a deliberate misdirect for the trailer, in the final film, Mystique might transform not into Yelena but into Natasha. Scarlett Johansson cameo rumors have been persistent. She has a great relationship with the Russos, and this would be the most emotionally charged way to execute that cameo. It is not entirely clear how Mystique would know Natasha's face, but that is a secondary concern. Next stop, another Infinity War callback, a scene in the mold of Get Me Thanos. The trailer deliberately scrambles the order here, but it is obvious the heroes first arrive to negotiate and then discover Doom is a traitor. No need to theorize about how. The trailer shows Loki holding a TVA business card. This is a direct signal that the leaked plot is being adapted on screen. Loki visits Steve and Peggy, offers them relocation to the Fantastic Four's world, and leaves his card for contact. Thor hears Steve has the card and asks to be taken to his brother. Doom gets there first. The TVA is destroyed, everyone dead including Loki, and an enraged Thor arrives in the X-Men's world to announce the betrayal, and promptly gets dismantled by Doom, which is entirely canonical. In the comics, Thor going against a fully powered Dr. Doom at peak strength has a predictable outcome. Victor's power lies in the combination of magic, technology, and cunning. The Russo brothers are cinematically signaling this is nothing like Thanos in terms of threat management, hence the prayer to Odin to send anyone who can even the odds. My bet, Odin will include among the reinforcements the original Loki, the one who died in Infinity War. That reunion with Thor will carry far greater emotional weight than meeting the TVA version. There is a nuance. The card Loki holds features the World Tree, into which he apparently wove the multiverse at the end of Season 2. Either this is a thematic business card for the deceptive early season Loki, or this is already the God of Stories, in which case the leak may be partially off. But Steve will be connected to Loki regardless, because otherwise slotting him into the plot is nearly impossible. Perhaps during his Infinity Stone return mission, Rogers was recruited into the TVA, and a peaceful life in the Fantastic Four's world was his payment. This would also explain why Steve has not let himself go over the years with Peggy and looks very much in fighting shape in the trailer. A powered up Steve with Mjolnir is the only real upgrade the Avengers receive compared to Infinity War. Mjolnir genuinely elevates Rogers' power level closer to Thor's. It confers divine ability on worthy bearers alongside everything else it does. But against Doom, even that may not be enough. The situation is worsened by the complete absence of Hawkeye from the trailer and all announcements. There is an unwritten cinematic universe rule. If Clint Barton is not in an Avengers film, the Avengers lose. If he is present, they win. Infinity War and Endgame both followed this pattern precisely. Draw your own conclusions. This is perhaps the saddest detail connected to both the trailer and the film. Unlike Infinity War, everyone already knows Doctor Doom wins. Secret Wars is announced, and there is no other direction. This, combined with apparently accurate plot leaks, inevitably hurts the project's atmosphere before it even opens. Doomsday, now as the Russo brothers themselves admitted, is a fresh start. The film's purpose is to close off the multiverse saga's chaotic storylines for good and lay foundations for the future. In other words, a prequel to Secret Wars. And in Secret Wars, anything is possible, including the return of Robert Downey Jr. For now, through the trailer itself, the Russos are signaling not to overinvest in expectations and to prepare for an entertaining sequence of the Avengers being methodically taken apart by Doctor Doom. The entire bet is on strong visual effects and fan service. The former is predictably incomplete in the trailer. The latter is being held until the premiere. And honestly, it would be very disappointing if Deadpool, Wolverine, and Tobey Maguire turned out to be the biggest things being held back. The studio probably needs a little more than that at this moment. The Doctor Doom poster reinforces the concern. The large planet on it, whose angels will be Doom's wife and daughter, and which he will rule himself. That is literally Battleworld, the world Victor creates at the film's conclusion. The reference is executed brilliantly, but once again frames Doomsday more as a prologue than a complete standalone film. All hope now rests with Thor. He narrates the trailer, which means the Russo brothers have made the God of Thunder the de facto leader of the Avengers. Logical, but slightly unfortunate for fans of the source material. By canon, Reed Richards should be at the center of any conflict with Doctor Doom, but Pedro Pascal, first, has worn out his welcome with general audiences, and second, his solo films underperform commercially, so he stays in the background of Doomsday. The old guard leads the story. Honestly, one feels for the Russo brothers here, putting Mr. Fantastic and the New Avengers, whose combined solo films barely reached $1 billion at the box office, at the center would have been self-sabotage. Feige simply did not build compelling new characters during the multiverse saga. Putting Thor and Steve Rogers at the center means risking complaints about nostalgia mining from comment sections everywhere. There was no clean answer, and frankly, thank goodness the Russos chose Thor and Steve. Better to honestly acknowledge that the last 5 years did not land and build something new from a foundation that actually works. What do you think? How did the Doomsday trailer land for you? What other details did you catch? What are your expectations for the film? Share everything in the comments. It was Lord of Leaks. Next video is on its way. See you.